Alright, should be plugged in now. Finn's peed on literally everything, Jazzy. That's what Finn does. He just pees on stuff. Literally all the time.
Looks like we're on the chiral network. And with those materials you brought for our chiral printer, we can produce supplies for you here as needed. Think of it as our way of returning the favor. Now head west and keep on doing what you do.
Okay, bye.
Good. The distro center is on the network.
Sam, do me a favor. Take your BB to a private room and connect it to the incubator.
Alright.
Good work.
Private room. Okay, I didn't know I was here.
Dead man, you there? Little help?
Okay, Sam. Remove the pod and connect it to that incubator. Good. A temporary excess of stress. Easily addressed if we return it to its mother's womb.
Mother?
Located in the capital Knot City ICU. Brain dead, of course.
You mean still mother?
Correct. A still mother's womb facilitates a connection between the world of the dead and the BB. And you, in turn, connect yourself to a BB, granting you the ability to sense BTs.
Of course.
These pods were designed to simulate the conditions inside a still mother's womb. BBs need to believe they're in one at all times to function properly. However, we can only maintain this deception for so long, which is why we must periodically update the environmental data by synchronizing it with a still mother. The update is in progress. Right now, the pod is synchronizing with the still mother in capital Knot City and reconfiguring with the still mother in capital Knot City and reconfiguring its settings based on the latest data. Returning your BB to the womb in this manner will temporarily reduce its stress levels. That being where it technically belongs, of course.
Kid looks happy.
I'll try adjusting the oxytocin dosage. Autotoxemia should set in much slower from now on. You should remember that BBs are just equipment. Try not to get attached. Each one has been physically removed from its still mother's womb. A process that renders them unpredictable and prone to failure. No BB on record has remained in service for over a year. It may need to be retired before this expedition is over.
And then? You saying there's no way to keep my BB alive?
You must understand, there is still a great deal we don't know about BBs. As we expand the chiral network and recover more past data, perhaps we'll find our answers. Oh, right. You asked me to look into why the BTs might be reacting to your blood. I spoke with Hartman. We should have your results soon. Anyway, get some rest. You and your BB are both exhausted. Good night, Sam.
All right. Ah. Okay.
London Bridge is falling
Oh, God.
down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady. Sam,
No.
can you see me?
How are things over there?
Still not under guard.
I'm 3 hours
Still
in,
not
Tips,
chained
yeah.
up. Still can't leave. But if you can keep making connections, if you can get to me, we can go back east, back home. Thank you. I mean that. It's bad. There are fewer and fewer people in the cities these days. No one's having children anymore.
The 11-4 for 100 Thieves. If ENCE thought changing the map was the idea, it certainly hasn't worked. A little better toward the end. Good final round, but not enough trades one by one.
Yeah, absolutely right there, Matt. ENCE, though, got their act together towards the end. Sunny took matters into his own hands and started diving down that vent. That was the answer. It seemed to find them a solution, at least. Overall, they managed to get their opening picks after a very underwhelming approach on their defaults. They have managed to at least give themselves a fighting chance here with 4 rounds on the board as they move over to the CT side of Nuke. Need the pistol, though, and that has been 100 Thieves' specialties in this tournament so far. Winning the pistols, getting the conversions. We'll see if they can replicate that once again. The nades are just going to blow out the door. Smoke towards main entrance. But for now, holding on to it. So making their way in towards the ramp room. It will be X7 has to fall back. No damage inflicted. And Jacob makes his way towards heaven very quickly indeed. Are they going to fly up the ladder here? I think they might do. And it's going to be a quick couple of kills for the CTs for now. Azza will bring one back. But it's still now good territory. 400 Thieves. Not for long.
I thought Alu was just going to spank them. Clap them. But unfortunately not. He missed some shots and... he goes down. It may not matter in the end. Doesn't at all. In fact, they overrun the upper position. He the only one to die. And they take back territory that 100 Thieves really went in on. First pistol they've lost in this series.
I like that tactic. We remember on G2 back in the day, they used to run that sort of approach where you'd have one player outside on T roofs. He would smoke towards heaven just to get ramp room. Then you'd fly up the ladder, right, and have a bit more control. That would make more sense. Flying up in that manner, not a big fan of it. You can see
Вытащи хуй изо рта, мудак!
flying up. I feel like that might have been on the fly call. Once you get ramp control like that, you're pretty much guaranteed to get lower and a plant at least if you go down. But either way, ENCE well held. Much needed pistol, 11-5 now, as they bring out the M4s and UMPs. It's going to be a quick kill for Aerial using that silenced M4. Shouldn't find too many frags on the T side here. Sunny will draw down the vent once again, this time on the CT side, and give them a guaranteed round. A quick one, but the AKs come out on the third. Plenty of money to bring out 5 rifles, but there are 3 SMGs on the end side. Need to be careful here. Every round counts at this sort of deficit. Will they upgrade anything? I don't think they will. UMP is a versatile weapon. You need to play it correctly. Getting to round number 18 now, 2-0 for the CT side, but this is an important one.
Important. We talked about 100 Thieves' ability to convert and do the same, but now challenged with lesser weapons and a worthy opponent with 3 Kriegs. We're seeing 100 Thieves use the Kriegs more than we're seeing ENCE use it as well, by the way. Not that their economy was great in the first half, but considering they were a team that loved the AUG so much, you would have thought the Krieg was a natural succession.
Well, we'll see if
progression, succession, you get, it all works.
It all works. We'll
because I say so.
We'll see if these Kriegs can do damage here. 3 of them with most of the utility they need. They'll throw smokes towards outside. We don't necessarily have to use them. We explained why in the first half. Molotov towards Secret. Smokes are a bit deeper than usual. And it's Aerial to defend now. Damage being exchanged, and it will be Aerial to take the brunt of it. Dropping an HE towards Secret potentially here, but it's the first kill for Jacob. He'll find Aerial. Sunny down to 41 as well. They've got decent numbers down towards the lower side here. I think it's JKS holding towards Squeaky Door. Indeed it is. Looking for those rotations. So he can patrol the vent now. Make sure the CTs don't have access to at least rotate down towards that side. They'll have to come through ramp or flush him out. 40 seconds remain. Vent should be clear. Now it's up to JKS just to hold in position. But Sunny knows he'll have to go through the lobby to shut him down. And he might be in trouble here, JKS. Timing will be everything. I think he goes down. He has to turn around now. Ooh, it's so close. He's done for. He's done.
X7 with the kill. Yeah, absolutely done for. And bomb to go down. Lee is the one to plant it. Kassad.
Are they saving? Yeah, I think they are.
You know, I have to say Kassad, he looks a little older with the white jersey on. I think the red Renegade shirt maybe was a bit better to his complexion.
Yeah, potentially. Why doesn't
especially
look good on me?
Leaned over like he's squinting in.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? You roll up those sleeves, you pack the dart, you got that, Morris.
No, white makes me look even paler than usual. It's not good, especially in the studio lights. I really shouldn't wear it, but I did yesterday. You know, sometimes I give in. Don't have many clothes.
Yeah, it was really funny that, thank God black is slimming. I'm just going to say that now. But I didn't have a lot of black when I started traveling again, and I was like, man, I don't understand why. And then I went home and saw Jaden again for the first time and realized immediately why I didn't own any black.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a lot of shedding going on.
Oh, ridiculous.
Well, that's a good round of 100 Thieves, but good discipline from ENCE as well. Realizing the round was over and they'd gained too much access towards lower. Just give the round up, let them have it, maintain the money. That's exactly what they've done. Allo bring out the AWP as well. So they've got 3 rifles, including an AK. They picked that from JKS, and all is lost. Pretty decent overall, things considered. Like, lower is a very difficult side to retake. Might as well keep the money there. But it does allow 100 Thieves to get on their feet financially as well. You can see they've got a full buy now in terms of utility. See that those outside smokes nice and early. Molotov towards Secret once again, flashes in the air, and it's up to Aerial to defend, but he's towards the garage, so not really much he can do about that. Allo can take some pop shots, see if he can get the timing right. Doesn't really get anything for it. Oh, what's that? Oh, okay, it's the same sort of approach. JKS to hold towards lobby and 4 down towards lower, so very difficult to react to this, because remember, like, they can't go down the vent. JKS is watching that. But X7, he'll be on the actual bomb side ramp itself. Decent position. He has to be wary of the decon door. Allo's here, going to nail that first shot, no problem. Good reaction from the ZZs here.
I thought Allo might actually overindulge on the repeak, but thinks better of it. Molotov down. X7 takes advantage of the fact that they can't repeak and slides all the way into the site. He'll make his, way up on the catwalk as well. So now he can cover off anyone that does dare push through the window. He'll have the audible noise of the door opening down below on both sides for that matter. And meanwhile, the bomb is just biding its time. But X7 is going to go down. That's going to give them the time to get in. Alu forced off the angle. I thought the positioning looked so good, and yet one missed shot. Okay, I was going to say it falls apart. Recovered. Lias needs to do the same. He completely surrounded, might get both. Nades out in hand, he swings, and JKS capitalizes on Sonny. It falls apart so fast.
They had the perfect setup there, ENCE. They had played that so well, but they weren't ready for that solo heroic play there from Lias. How he makes that work, I have no idea. He was surrounded. It was like a 4-on-2 situation. The kills just come out of nowhere there. The shot towards Ali towards the ramp open up Pandora's box, and
It's because he has the accuracy of a Liazabim.
oh, that's pretty good. He's back.
Not for long, don't worry.
Lias with the 3 kills in the Krieg. He has had an astonishing tournament. It's himself and Granite's faction that have been the shining beacons for 100 Thieves, but that's a round they shouldn't have won. That was not a great tactic or a great approach in general, but just the fact that he managed to get 3 kills in that sequence was remarkable. That shuts down the money, gives them a 13-6 lead, and a round that shouldn't have been theirs at all.
Yeah, what a time to do it.
Yeah, pivotal. So it'll be the partial buy down from ENCE. Possible to win these rounds, sure, but they haven't really been that compelling individually. Oh, that was such a good reaction as well. Alu down towards lower, watching the window. X7 on the actual bomb side floor ramp. Like, it was an ideal setup. They had rotations coming in. They were locked there. And you heard the roar come through. They know that's a massive round. They just stole away, living up to their name.
4 players already inside of the stairwell.
Again, 3 in a row now.
1 player, JKS, waits outside for rotations to cause chaos. 2 have at least gone down through ramp.
But surely there'll be lower presence here, yes. So after receiving this sort of play 3 times in a row, you might be ready for it. Problem is, can they hold it off with just Eagles?
7, same position he went down last time. Sonny starts it. MP9.
Bit sloppy there. Caught the nades out. Getting a kill back though, but X7. I think they're to win this round, you know. It's looking very good for them. We'll see. Low HP.
It's almost the round they didn't get last time because they were able to control the control room. That wasn't meant to be a pun, but they actually shut them down on entry. As soon as X7 didn't last time, that allowed them to get back into position to plant. They still do, and it is still just Sergey, so they might get away with it yet again.
Yeah, if Alu had a swung there when his teammates were getting shot at, maybe he would have had a chance. He stays towards Shadow for the long con. Doesn't work out and surely goes down here. That was a decent chance for ENCE. I feel like they should have had that one. Alu maybe waits a little bit too long towards Shadow, and it will be 14-6. Money's still there, though. ENCE can buy into this round, but they'll have to play a perfect game at this point. They'll need 9 rounds in a row just to get them to map points. 1 round against them, it'll be match point for 100 Thieves. So, yes, they have decent cash here. Alu can bring out the AWP. It's an AUG for X7. 20 kills for Sunny, just to note. Finally coming online here in Beijing.
Yeah, absolutely. Remember, this is elimination or advancement, depending on how you look at it. It is for a spot in the arena. And they'll cross over as well and be on the opposing side of the bracket too. Astralis, presumably against EG, but we'll see how that transpires. EG's side, I should say.
Yeah, first couple of kills come through. It's an equal exchange. OX7 normally found towards that lower bomb site. He's removed, and now they know exactly where Sunny is positioned. He'll have to flash through and hope for the best. There's a smoke down, though. Can't do much with it. Sergey with him.
I should say I'm getting ahead of myself, because it is FaZe versus EG, and the form that FaZe has been on lately, that could still go their way. Vitality is who would play the winner of this game. On the other side, Lias takes down Sergey. JKS tags up Alu. He's on 9, but they still have the man advantage, and that is all important at this point in the round. 40 seconds to play with. Bomb not yet planted, and JKS takes a significant amount of damage in his attempt to slide across the door and do so. He's put himself in a position where Lias can support, but he's preoccupied. No one going to be able to capitalize inside of the site immediately, but bomb not planted. JKS better hope for an absolute miracle if he wants to rotate this back around to upper. 22 seconds, perhaps saving the Krieg is the call.
He's got $5 grand, a Krieg and armor. So he's got more kits than he would in terms of cash coming into the next round. It looks like he's going to try and get the bomb down if possible. Makes his way towards Zappa. If he gets it down, that's still something. It looks like he will get the plant in at least. Might as well stick it, but they're going to try to hunt him down here.
Oh, not quite.
Well, decent effort there. Sonny will get the final frag. It's 3 more in that round. Holds him off from Decon. It was looking like a decent round with the initial exchange there. 1 for 1 towards ramp. But 14-7 comes through. It's going to be a terrorist timer here. Casada going to join in. If they got the bomb down, they'd have a really decent buy here, but they didn't. So actually might have to take a bit of a partial. Don't think they need to force this one, but we'll see which way they're inclined. Sonny with the Krieg in front of them there. So I'm seeing a couple of flashes come in. A smoke. Azza has confirmed the purchase, at least with one of the players. He gets AK and armor. Raz Faction gets a helmet as well, so presumably they're going for this one. Might just go for the hero AK. There it is. JKS with a Krieg as well. Going to spend all the schmeckles here. Money, not amazing, friends. Could be a UMP for X7. Allo on the AWP. They really have been abusing that outside area, getting 4 players down consistently. But Sonny kills through the smoke, kills from the vents. A lot more where that came from. They have the advantage in terms of the firepower going to round number 22 here.
Faction
Well,
already
that's
outside. You're right. That didn't do much, did it? It does block the opera if it was back
that's a good
there.
point, yeah.
But there isn't one, so it won't amount for much. Liz does take down Sonny at least. Still 2 men in the deficit. Remember that round he clutched? Imagine he hadn't, and these 2 rounds went. What would we be right now? Let me do the math quickly. 12-8. Potentially 12-9 after this round. So yeah, it may have seemed like a decent spread of rounds between them, but significant in fact. Two men. HP. Khalil to work with, and 5 HP. He still manages a kill? Okay, where's the trade?
Not going to come in. Got a bit fortunate on the timings there.
Right now, let me do
5
math.
HP.
12-8,
Unlikely
potentially
to win this
12-9
one.
after this round. So yeah, it may have seemed like a decent spread of rounds between them, but significant in fact.
Right. Blocked the vision of the AWP outside. They were going for a fast play towards main entrance. Hasn't worked out for them though. Should be X7 closing things out. The UMP spots him. Doesn't land the bullet just yet. A little bit unfortunate. Does he swing once more? Time will tell. Alu has a rifle as well. Must know that he's low. Oh, the preemptive shots, and now he actually get the bomb down towards lower. Oh, this could actually get a little bit spicy. Drops the smoke. Nice open plant. So he's got the money. He still might win this, you know. There is a chance. It's a small.
Oh my god!
No!
5 HP in a 1-on-4!
That's not allowed. That's ridiculous. We were like, okay, maybe he gets the bomb down. Maybe he gets some extra cash. He's got 5 HP and a Galil. A double spray down. Pack it up. It's done. It's all over.
That's unbelievable. I said, where was the trade upstairs? At least get the one downstairs. How does not a single bullet land?
No way. That's a god tier.
Oh, look at the bullets. They avoid him.
Oh no.
I want whatever reverse polarity magnet he carries up his bum, because that thing was it's got to be in the shape of a horseshoe.
I can't believe it. I'm stunned. Oh my god. That's just absurd. Well, anyway.
And ENCE can kiss the tournament goodbye on that, I'm afraid. As is taking the early damage. To be fair, X7's not much better off.
5 HP and he gets 4 kills.
Alright, let's take a deep breath. Let's compose ourselves. X7, the trade potential for Alu only amounts to 1. Good recovery, good read and react by 100 Thieves to check the corner. 3-on-3. And they look to go lower, but then decide elsewise. This is smart too, because rather than all trying, as we saw ENCE do in the first half, to go toward the ladder, they will split. They'll go back toward one player, toward the lobby, so they can take the site from both sides. And no one's upstairs to shut them down. It's Sergey immediately underneath, firing early on the MP9. That's not going to help him. Liaz looks directly onto his head and fires into it with a Krieg. It's only 16 kills for Liaz, I want to point out. 9 of which, look, I don't even remember how many at this point. I've been in massive clutch situations.
Yeah, you're right there, Matt. Let's see whether they can pull this one off. Could be the last round here. It looks to be the case, and my goodness, it closes out with an absolute banger there. Liaz with their clutch from hell on the lower bomb site. ENCE saw they're back into the game. It looked likely they could find a few more rounds there, but it comes in 2-0. 16-7 on Nuke. ENCE looked out of their depth in the first half. They managed to get it together. 11-4 wasn't the worst half considering what they were facing on earlier in the stages of that first half. But now it's Liaz that absolutely destroys them there. We'll throw it over to Desk to analyze what we just saw.
Let's break some things down here. And, well, you can't really break it down anymore than what we just saw ENCE have for themselves. That's a rough one, a tough cookie to swallow. And I guess even more importantly, something I can't even advocate or advocate. How would you say it, Jacob?
Advocate, probably is the word you're looking for.
There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. Okay, cool. So anyway, things are done here for ENCE. It's written. It's over. History's set in stone, and there's no bringing it back.
Some would even say they're finished.
Yeah, dude. He's nailed it. What do you got, Jacob? You taught that?
Nah.
Okay.
You don't need to top that because ENCE are. I don't even know what to say after that. That.
I'll try to be polite. I'll try to be blunt.
Okay. I like this.
Because I think, I've been going hard on ENCE. There was not a single positive thing to say about this game from ENCE. I think it was just, once again, lackluster. Once again, they got completely outclassed by 100 Thieves. And again, there was not a single point in this entire matchup, neither on the first map or on the second map, where you thought to yourself, all right, ENCE, they have a realistic chance of even making this game competitive or making it exciting. If I was a fan out there and I was watching this game, I would be bored, right? That was a very boring game. There was one team in the server and there was 100 Thieves. ENCE didn't even show up.
So basically a boomer of a game.
Yeah, a boomer of a game. I think I even have it imprinted in my jersey.
Yeah, boomer right there on your shirt.
I have a quote. I have a quote here from the interview Sonny gave on HLTV, where he said the whole team was outside of their first map. This is yesterday, and Twister was pretty mad. He basically said, "What the f are you guys doing?" Because there were some rounds in which we just died one by one without any plan. That is the analysis of the T side on
the synopsis of the whole story.
Yeah,
really.
pretty much.
And you know what? That makes total sense when you consider, the preparation the ENCE have coming into this tournament. 4 weeks of, boot camping, practicing, and making sure that you basically can nail down every single thing in terms of having team play coming into a tournament like this. I cannot believe that's the case. I cannot believe that coming into a big tournament like this with 4 weeks of full practice.
I have a quote here from
leading up
the
to this one,
interview.
as Sonny said in the interview as well, and they look so lackluster. They need desperately somebody to take charge of this team, and I don't think Alo is the in-game leader they hoped he would be, and I think that's a fair conclusion to make as well now.
It's just unfortunate. Like, if you look at some of those rounds, it's not about like them failing some executes and whatnot. It's just them going for individual fights, and they're mapping on a map like Nuke. And this is the same team I've seen have some very, very cool moments in other maps as well in the past. So what happened? Something really fell apart. The obvious thing over here is the lack of LXCB as the in-game leader, right? But is that it? Because just because you lose that one guy, you've forgotten how to play as a team, as a unit. Like, something is really missing. And at this point in time, I don't know who's going to find a solution.
And let me be clear as well, right? The only reason why we're going so hard on ENCE is that we know them to be such a great team. We know how good they can be. We know what the potential of some of these players are, right? We've seen Sonny and Mouseboards doing very, very well. We've seen ENCE, as you said, as a team, be a very stable team, a team with a great foundation, a team that could always rely on the team play. Now, these days, it seems like a team you can't even recognize. If you remove the names from the server and you saw them play right here, you could say that would have been, Vici Gaming or somebody else who's not on this level right now. It's simply not good enough for ENCE.
Yeah, I mean, for some intents and purposes, there's a thought process that